You're not boring. You've just been telling the wrong story. The one you think you're supposed to tell about titles, results, and how many things you've done. But the reason you feel like you're still being overlooked is because none of these stories actually show people who you are. None of them show your edge. They show your resume. And that's not what people remember. The most brilliant people I audit or have one-on-ones with, and at the end, you'll have an opportunity to sign up for a one-on-one with me. So the most brilliant people I audit all make the same mistake. They bury their story. They make themselves the narrator, not the lead. They get so obsessed with making their offer clear that they disappear inside it. And when I ask them to walk me through how they got here, what shaped them, they always pause. Every time. And when they unpause, they say something like this: "It's too much to explain. I don't think it matters. I don't want to make it about me." I get it. I used to do it too. When I left the day-to-day of television after 22 years, producing shows like 60 Days In, Intervention, Triple Digit Flip, I didn't know how to tell my story either. I kept saying things like, I help people build their brands. I come from a background in unscripted television. I was a producer, a former executive, a consultant, but none of it hit. Because none of it told the story of the lens that I had, the unique lens, the only lens that I had, the way that I saw patterns, the reason I never needed a reshoot, because I knew the moment I had something real. And it definitely didn't tell why I cared so much about the invisible genius. And it wasn't until I started talking about the $2 bill, about being the one that didn't fit the mold, about working behind the scenes and never being the face, that's when everything changed. Last week in an audit, I asked Alicia, what's the moment that made you see things the way you do now? She paused. Then she told me about watching her parents lose their home, how it made her obsessed with clarity and precision, how she sees disorganized messaging as a risk, not a style issue. That's what makes her unforgettable. But if she'd been bearing that story, thinking it was too personal, too emotional, too off-brand, she had no idea it was the reason her clients trusted her. You're not afraid to share your story. You're afraid it won't convert. You're afraid people won't take you seriously. You're afraid you'll be seen as too much, or too messy, or too soft. But the truth is, the more polished your story is, the less it resonates. Let me say that again. The more polished your story is, the less it resonates. People don't want your perfection. They want your pattern, the way your story shaped your lens. Tanisha told me, I'm great in conversation, but when I write, I disappear. Darlene said, I've lived 3 lives. I don't know which one to lead with. And Christian said, I don't want to be the story. I want to be the guide. They all had something in common. They'd never been shown how to tell their story in a way that's strategic, not self-indulgent. That builds trust, not just sympathy. That's what lead with your story really means. It's not trauma dumping. It's not writing a memoir. It's knowing the moment that shaped your lens and learning how to use it as a bridge between your audience's uncertainty and your clarity. So here's a tool I use inside the O.N.L.Y framework. Instead of asking, what's my story? Ask this: what did I live through that now shapes how I solve this problem? So instead of asking, what's my story? Ask, what did I live through that now shapes how I solve this problem? That's your story lens. Here's how it looks. Ben just doesn't help consultants grow. He grew up watching his dad trade hours for dollars and miss entire seasons of his childhood. That's why Ben's obsessed with helping experts build income without burnout. Michael doesn't just coach executives. He survived corporate collapse. And he now teaches leaders how to build teams that won't. And Christina doesn't just write copy. She grew up in a household where nothing was clear. And now makes sure no brand she touches ever feels confusing. Those are story lenses. They make you memorable because they make your motives make sense. And motive builds trust. Let me talk to you about a $2 bill. $2 bill isn't trying to impress you. It doesn't need a pitch, doesn't need to talk. Its power is in what it represents. Something rare, something overlooked, something that makes you pause. When you tell your story with clarity, you don't need to convince. You create pause. And in that pause, people lean in. They say, I see myself in that. And suddenly you're not another voice online. You're the one who gets them. If this hit home, if you've been sitting on your story or struggling to make sense of it, do not bury it. Don't over-polish it. Don't wait until it's perfect. Lead with it. Own the moment that shaped your lens. That's the real you. That's your $2 bill. That's how you become the only. And if you haven't done it yet, please go to findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. It's going to walk you through the 8-question clarity process that thousands of entrepreneurs are using to stop blending in and start standing out. And when you do that, you're going to get an amazing deliverable, and then you'll have an opportunity to book a free 15-minute call with me. It's limited. It's really limited. I'm going to stop doing them, but book now. It's a free 15-minute call where we're going to go over your only statement and help position you as the person you deserve to be. Findyouronly.app. That's day 4 of the L in the Only framework. Lead with your unique story. We're going to round it out tomorrow for day 5. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.